The path to success is never easy. But with every challenge, you move one step closer to the life you deserve. Your true power is revealed, not when everything is easy, but when you choose to thrive in the hardest times. What if you could thrive in the hardest of times? What if every challenge you face could become an opportunity for growth? What if instead of letting difficulties hold you back, you use them as fuel to push yourself forward? The truth is, life is full of obstacles. We all face them, but here's the difference. Some people let the struggles define them, while others rise above. The question is, which one will you be? Are you ready to take full control of your life? To refuse to let your circumstances dictate your future? Are you willing to fight through the pain, to build the strength, the discipline, and the mindset that will allow you to thrive? No matter what life throws at you, if you're ready to rise above, then let's dive in. Number 1. Take full responsibility for everything happening to you now. If you want to thrive in hard times, this is where it starts. You don't start with blame. You don't begin with pointing fingers. You don't grow when you're busy listing out who hurt you, who failed you, or who didn't show up for you. You grow the moment you say, "This is my life now, and I'm the one who must do something about it." That's the turning point. That's when life begins to respond differently to you, because life responds to responsibility. The world starts to open up when you stop waiting for someone else to fix what's broken, and you decide to rise up and do it yourself. It's easy to look around and find reasons why you're down. It's easy to say it's the economy, the boss, the system, or what happened years ago. But that kind of thinking gives away your power. When you say someone else is in control of your life, you're also saying you're not, and that's not how you thrive. That's how you stay stuck. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying it's your move. You don't need to carry guilt. You need to carry ownership. There's a big difference. Guilt breaks people. Ownership builds them. Responsibility means you stop waiting and start doing. You stop hoping and start building. You stop looking back and start standing up where you are right now. And it doesn't matter how messy it looks or how bad it feels. You get to take your first step with whatever you have. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe you've lost people. Maybe you've failed over and over again. That's real. That's valid. But none of that removes your ability to make a new decision today. None of that cancels your power to move in a new direction. Responsibility says, yes, this is where I am, but this is not where I'll stay. When you start owning your life, you begin to see it differently. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, you start asking, what can I do about this? That question right there changes everything. Because now you're looking for strength instead of sympathy. You're looking for steps forward instead of excuses to stay where you are. You're giving your mind a mission. And when the mind has a mission, the body follows. That's how people rise. Not because life gets easier, but because they get stronger. And that strength starts with responsibility. Now, responsibility isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's not about smiling through the pain or ignoring reality. It's about facing it, looking it in the eye, saying, yes, this is hard, but I'm here now and I'm ready to do what needs to be done. Most people want to escape hard times, but the ones who thrive, they use the hard times to rise. They don't run from the struggle. They face it with a strong mind and a steady heart. They take full ownership, even when it hurts. Taking responsibility builds self-respect, because when you take ownership of your life, even in the middle of chaos, you prove to yourself that you're not powerless. And self-respect is the foundation of confidence. You don't need the world to validate you. You start to validate yourself through action, through discipline, through showing up day after day, when it would be easier to quit. You look in the mirror and say, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I trust myself to get there. And that feeling, that's what builds people from the inside. People ask, what if it's not fair? And they're right. Sometimes it's not fair. Sometimes life hits you harder than you expected. Sometimes things fall apart for no good reason. But thriving isn't about fairness. It's about rising anyway. It's about becoming the kind of person who says, even if this is unfair, I'm still responsible for how I respond. That kind of mindset makes you unstoppable, because nobody can take that away from you. Not people, not pain, not circumstances. That inner strength earned through responsibility is what carries you through storms. When you take full responsibility, you stop needing permission. You stop waiting for the perfect time. You stop looking for signs. You just begin. You build your habits. You choose your attitude. You manage your energy. You protect your time. You start saying no to what drains you. You stop defending your weaknesses. You start developing your strengths. You stop just talking about change and begin living it. You wake up and make decisions that align with your goals, not your moods. That's the power of responsibility. It creates daily progress in the middle of chaos. Responsibility gives you clarity. You stop being confused about what matters. You stop getting distracted by what others are doing. You keep your eyes on your own path. You realize that wasting time on blame is stealing time from building. And every minute matters when you're trying to rise. Every decision counts. Every action, no matter how small, moves you. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. The world may still be heavy. The circumstances may still be tough. But now you're not waiting for easy. You're choosing better. You're choosing strength. People who thrive don't always have better resources. They don't always have more support. But they make better choices. And better choices come from deeper ownership. They say, I may not control everything around me, but I do control how I show up. That one shift in thinking changes your entire direction. Because now your power isn't based on the world being right. It's based on you doing what's right. And that puts you back in charge of your future. That's how you thrive. Taking full responsibility doesn't mean you do it alone. It means you take the first step to find support. It means you ask for help without shame. It means you reach out when needed. But you don't sit still waiting for rescue. It's not pride. It's not arrogance. It's maturity. It's understanding that this is your life. And it matters enough for you to fight for it. Not later. Not next week. Now, every day you get two choices: react or rise. When you react, you stay stuck. You keep repeating the same pain. But when you rise, when you own it, you begin to change the story. Not just for yourself, but for others too. Because when people see someone stand up in the middle of the storm, they're inspired to do the same. Your responsibility has the power to become someone else's hope. And that's how you thrive in hard times. Not by waiting, not by blaming, but by rising. By doing the hard things. By building your own way forward. You don't need ideal conditions. You just need an honest starting point. And a decision to take control. You don't need everything fixed right now. You just need to be the person who says, no matter how broken this feels, I'm going to move. I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to grow. And I'll keep doing it until I've become someone stronger than anything that's tried to break me. Number 2. Face your fear and act with unshakable courage today. Fear is something we all experience. It's real. It's human. It's not a sign of weakness to be afraid. It's simply part of being alive. But here's the thing. You cannot allow fear to control your life. You cannot wait for the fear to disappear before you take action. If you do, you'll be waiting forever. Because fear doesn't go away. It only changes form. But what you can do is face it head on and act anyway. And that's what makes all the difference. When you act with unshakable courage in the face of fear, you start to gain power over it. Every single one of us has been in a moment where fear stood between us and what we truly wanted. Maybe it's a decision you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a goal that feels too far out of reach. Maybe it's a conversation you know you need to have. Fear will always try to keep you in your comfort zone. It will whisper all the reasons why you can't do something. It will make you doubt yourself and create a million excuses. But if you give in to those thoughts, you'll never move forward. That's the trap. You must learn to push through the discomfort, to take action, even when you don't feel ready. Because on the other side of fear is the life you've always wanted. It's easy to say, I'm afraid, and stop there. But you're not here to stay in that place. You're here to rise above it. You have a purpose, you have dreams, and none of them are going to come true if you let fear stand in your way. You have to take a stand. The moment you choose to face that fear instead of run from it, you take back control. Fear wants to paralyze you, but courage is the antidote. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite it. When you act with courage, you're sending a message to yourself that you're in charge. You're reminding yourself that no matter how big or small the fear is, you are still capable of moving forward. The fear might not disappear, but you'll develop the resilience to push through it. Every time you face that fear and take action, you grow stronger. It's like building a muscle. The more you face fear, the more you build your courage. It becomes easier. You start to trust yourself more. You start to trust your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You're not always going to feel confident. Confidence comes after the action. It comes when you've done something difficult and survived it. It comes when you've faced your own doubts and proven them wrong. Confidence is built on small victories, the ones that happen when you push through fear. Every step you take in spite of fear is a victory that fuels your courage. You won't feel ready. You won't feel perfect. But you will feel powerful when you act, even when you're scared. And that power is what carries you through. You don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Take the next step, even if it feels terrifying. That one step is all it takes to start shifting your mindset. When you feel the fear, don't wait for it to go away. Do it anyway. You can start by doing the thing that scares you the most, even if it's just for a moment. Once you've done it once, you'll know you can do it again, and that's how courage grows. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved incredible things, the ones who have overcome tremendous obstacles. Do you think they didn't feel fear? Of course they did. But they acted anyway. They made the choice to stand up, to move forward, to do what needed to be done. Despite the fear, they were able to take action because they understood that fear wasn't a signal to stop. It was a signal to push forward. Fear is just a part of the process. It's not the enemy. It's the indicator that you're on the right path. You have everything you need to face your fears. You have the strength, the power, the ability to overcome whatever you're facing. You just have to believe in yourself enough to take that first step. You might not know what the outcome will be, but you'll never know unless you try. And when you do try, you'll find that you are far more capable than you give yourself credit for. You'll find that fear doesn't have the power to stop you unless you let it. When you take the reins of your life and act with courage, you become unstoppable. Fear is a natural response to change and uncertainty, but that doesn't mean you have to let it stop you. It means you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's where growth happens. Growth doesn't happen in the safety of what you know. It happens when you step into the unknown. It happens when you face the discomfort and take action anyway. Every time you do this, you expand your ability to handle fear, and that's how you start to thrive. If you want to live the life you've always dreamed of, you must learn to face fear head-on and act. It's the only way. The longer you wait for fear to go away, the longer you delay your success. And the truth is, fear may never go away entirely, but you can get to a point where it doesn't control you. You can get to a point where fear is just a feeling, not a reason to stop. And once you reach that point, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Remember, courage doesn't mean you're fearless. It means you take action despite the fear. It means you trust yourself enough to keep moving forward. It means you know that on the other side of fear lies the life you've always wanted, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Don't let fear stop you. Let it be your signal to move forward. Because every time you do, you're one step closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. You've got what it takes. Now is the time to act. Number 3. Create a powerful reason that pulls you through pain. Pain is inevitable. It's something every human being will face at some point. It's part of the journey. And it's not the pain itself that determines your success or failure. It's how you respond to it. Pain can either stop you in your tracks or propel you forward. The difference lies in one thing. Your reason, a powerful reason. A reason that burns deep in your soul, has the power to pull you through the darkest, most difficult moments. It's what keeps you going when everything around you is falling apart. And without it, you'll find it hard to continue when times get tough. You've probably been there before. You faced a challenge that seemed impossible to overcome. You felt the weight of the world on your shoulders, wondering how you could ever get through it. And it was in those moments when you needed to tap into something deeper. A powerful reason that could give you the strength to keep going. That reason doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within you. It's a purpose, a vision, something that you value so much that it's worth fighting for. No matter how painful the fight may be, what you need is a reason that is bigger than the pain. A reason that is so compelling, so strong, that it pulls you forward. If your reason is small or superficial, it will be easy to quit when the going gets tough. But if your reason is powerful enough, it will push you through the hardest of times. It will make you stronger. It will make you relentless, and it will give you the endurance to go the distance, even when you feel like giving up. The most powerful reasons often come from the things you care about most. They're tied to your values, your purpose, your dreams, and your loved ones. It's those deep emotional connections that drive you to keep moving forward, even when every part of you wants to stop. It could be your family's future, your desire to make an impact, or the dream you've held onto for years. Whatever it is, it needs to be something that stirs your heart and soul, something that makes the pain seem small in comparison to the reward. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most pain. It could be the loss of a loved one, a failed relationship, a financial setback, or the weight of an unmet goal. In those moments, what kept you going? What made you rise when all you wanted to do was lie down and quit? That's your reason. When you create a powerful reason, it doesn't erase the pain, but it shifts your focus. Instead of being consumed by the hurt, you focus on the bigger picture. You focus on what's ahead, not what's behind. That reason becomes your fuel. It's what drives you, even when every part of you wants to retreat. Creating a powerful reason doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time, reflection, and clarity. It requires you to dig deep and figure out what really matters to you. You have to ask yourself, what am I truly committed to? What is worth the sacrifice? It's not about making a decision based on what seems convenient or easy. It's about discovering something that is so meaningful that it makes the hard work, the setbacks, and the struggle feel worth it. And this reason will be unique to you. It's something that only you can define. But once you find it, you'll have a reason to keep going, even when the road gets tough. You might not always feel motivated. You might not always feel like pushing through the pain. That's natural, but motivation is temporary. What keeps you going in the long run is your reason. When you have a strong reason, motivation becomes secondary. Your reason will make you keep going, even when your motivation fades. It will be there to remind you why you started in the first place. And every time you face difficulty, that reason will reignite your passion and give you the strength to continue. There are times when the pain will be overwhelming. There will be moments when it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and you don't know if you can take one more step. But when you have a reason that pulls you through the pain, those moments become bearable. They become temporary. You don't have to let the pain define you. Instead, you let your reason define you. It becomes your anchor, keeping you grounded when everything else feels like it's falling apart. A powerful reason also helps you focus on what you can control, rather than what you can't. Pain often arises from feeling helpless or out of control. But when you have a reason to keep going, you realize that you can still control your actions, your mindset, and your attitude. You may not be able to control the circumstances, but you can control how you respond to them. And when you respond with strength and resilience, the pain becomes something you endure, not something that defeats you. This reason isn't just something to think about when times are tough. It should be something you carry with you every day. When you wake up in the morning, let your reason be the first thing that enters your mind. Let it be the driving force behind everything you do. When you face challenges, let it be the thing that pulls you through. And when you experience success, let it remind you of why you worked so hard in the first place. Your reason is what gives meaning to your journey. It's the reason why every struggle, every sacrifice, and every challenge is worth it. You might encounter people along the way who don't understand your reason, who don't see the bigger picture like you do. That's okay. Your reason doesn't need to make sense to anyone else. It only needs to make sense to you. When you create a powerful reason, you become unstoppable. The pain might try to slow you down, but your reason will always push you forward. It will carry you through the hardest times, and when you look back, you'll realize that it was your reason that helped you grow, helped you succeed, and helped you become the person you were always meant to be. The strength to endure pain comes from within, but it's fueled by a reason that's worth it. When you tap into that reason, you unlock a power that you never knew you had. And with that power, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Pain will never completely disappear, but you don't need to wait for it to go away. Create a reason so powerful that the pain is nothing compared to the strength it brings you. Number 4. Build discipline by doing hard things every single day. Discipline is not something you are born with. It's something you build. And the best way to build it is by doing hard things every single day. It's in those moments of discomfort, when you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible, that you develop the strength and character necessary to keep going. Discipline is the ability to make yourself do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when the path ahead seems overwhelming. The secret to building that discipline is simple. You have to do hard things every single day. The world doesn't reward comfort. It rewards action. It rewards those who are willing to step outside their comfort zone and face challenges head on. You can't become successful, you can't grow, and you can't develop discipline by taking the easy route. You have to push yourself. It's easy to fall into the trap of avoiding discomfort, of choosing the path of least resistance. But that will never get you anywhere meaningful. True growth only comes when you do the things that challenge you, the things that scare you, and the things that require effort. Every day you're faced with choices. You can choose the easy option, the one that feels comfortable and safe. Or you can choose the hard thing. You can choose to push yourself to the limit, to challenge your mind and body, to test your limits. Every time you choose the hard thing, you strengthen your discipline. You teach yourself that you are capable of doing difficult things. You prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. But it's not just about doing hard things occasionally. It's about doing them every single day. Discipline is built on consistency. It's not about doing something difficult once in a while and then taking it easy for the rest of the week. It's about showing up every day, pushing yourself every day, doing the hard work every day. If you want to build true discipline, you must make doing hard things a habit. It must become part of your routine. And just like any other habit, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you push yourself, the more you prove to yourself that you can handle it. Every time you do something difficult, you build momentum. That momentum will carry you through even the toughest challenges. But you have to start somewhere. You have to take that first step, even when it feels daunting. You have to decide that you're going to face the discomfort, that you're going to embrace the challenge. And once you've made that decision, you have to stick to it. You can't back down when things get tough. That's the point where most people quit. They choose to avoid the hard things, to take the easy way out. But if you keep going, if you continue to push through, that's where the real growth happens. Discipline doesn't come from motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It's temporary. It's easy to feel motivated when things are going well, when you're in the mood, when everything feels aligned. But motivation won't carry you through the hard days, the days when you don't feel like doing anything. It's discipline that keeps you going, when motivation is nowhere to be found. Discipline is the result of doing the hard things consistently, even when you don't feel like it. It's about building a routine of pushing through discomfort, of staying committed to your goals, and of doing whatever it takes to move forward. The good news is, you don't have to do everything perfectly. You don't have to be great at everything right away. What matters is that you show up every day. You keep putting in the work. You keep doing the hard things, no matter how small they may seem. Each small act of discipline adds up over time. Every time you push through, you're strengthening your resolve, building your character, and moving closer to your goals. The more you do this, the more discipline becomes second nature. It no longer feels like a struggle. It becomes part of who you are. And that's when you start to see real results. If you're not doing hard things every day, you're missing out on the opportunity to grow. You're missing the chance to become the best version of yourself. Discipline is the key to unlocking your potential, to achieving your dreams, and to living a life of purpose. It's the foundation of success. You cannot become who you want to be without discipline. You cannot reach your full potential without doing the hard things. Success doesn't come to those who take shortcuts. It comes to those who are willing to put in the work, to push through the discomfort, and to commit to the process every single day. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of instant gratification. It's easy to look for quick fixes, to want results without putting in the effort. But true success takes time. It takes discipline. It takes doing the hard things, day in and day out. And when you commit to that, when you make doing hard things a part of your daily life, you'll start to see changes. You'll start to see the results of your efforts. You'll see yourself becoming stronger, more capable, and more confident. You'll see yourself reaching goals you once thought were impossible. And it will all come from the discipline you built by doing hard things every single day. You're not going to always feel like doing the hard things. There will be days when you don't want to get out of bed, when you don't feel like working, when you'd rather take the easy route. But those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days when your discipline is tested. And those are the days that will define your success. If you can push through when you don't feel like it, if you can keep going even when it's hard, you'll build the discipline necessary to succeed in anything you do. So don't avoid the hard things. Embrace them, seek them out, find ways to challenge yourself every day. Make doing hard things a habit, and watch how it transforms your life. Discipline isn't something that comes naturally. It's something you create through consistent effort. And the more you practice it, the more it becomes a part of who you are. That's how you build a life of success, a life of purpose, and a life of true discipline. Number 5. Focus only on actions that move your life forward. There are 1,000 things competing for your attention. Some of them are important, and some of them are distractions. If you want to thrive, you must get very clear on one thing. Your time and energy are limited. Every single day, you're making decisions about how to spend that precious resource. You have to be intentional about what you choose to focus on. Focus only on actions that move your life forward. It's easy to get sidetracked. Life throws many curveballs at you. And it's easy to get caught up in things that seem urgent but are actually not important. Some of these distractions might seem like they matter at the moment, but in the long run, they're just noise. And if you're not careful, all that noise can drown out the things that truly matter. You might spend hours scrolling on social media, worrying about what other people think, or engaging in conversations that don't move you closer to your goals. None of that moves your life forward. It keeps you stuck in the same place. The key to making progress is focusing on actions that are in line with your goals, your vision, and your values. Every action you take must be evaluated by the question, is this moving me closer to where I want to go? If the answer is yes, then do it with everything you've got. If the answer is no, then it's time to let it go. You have to be ruthless about what you allow into your life. You can't afford to waste time on things that don't matter. This means saying no to things that drain your energy. It means stopping the habits and behaviors that hold you back. It means letting go of the people, places, and activities that don't align with your vision for your life. When you start to focus only on the actions that move you forward, you begin to see the world through a new lens. You start to recognize what's truly important, and you begin to eliminate everything else. Let's get real for a moment. Success isn't built by doing the things that are easy, that feel good, or that are fun in the moment. Success is built by doing the hard things, the things that challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone, and require effort. It's about putting in the work every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the tough decisions, staying disciplined, and sticking with your goals long after the excitement has worn off. If you're constantly focusing on things that feel good in the short term, you'll never make the progress you're capable of. That's why you must be clear about your priorities. What are the most important things in your life right now? What actions can you take every day that will move you closer to your goals? You need to ask yourself these questions consistently. When you're clear about what matters most, you'll find it easier to say no to distractions and focus your energy on what will bring you results. When you focus on actions that move you forward, you begin to develop momentum. You'll start to see small wins that build into bigger wins. And over time, that momentum becomes unstoppable. Every day you'll be inching closer to the life you want, because you've made the conscious decision to only engage in actions that contribute to your progress. But it's not just about taking action, it's about taking the right action. You can't just be busy for the sake of being busy. A lot of people confuse activity with progress. They think that if they're always doing something, they're moving forward. But that's not the case. If your actions aren't aligned with your goals, then they're just wasting your time. You have to focus on high-leverage activities, the things that will give you the biggest return on your effort. Whether it's working on a project, investing in your health, learning a new skill, or nurturing important relationships, you need to be clear on where you can make the most impact. This doesn't mean that every action will always be enjoyable or easy. Some days the things you need to do to move forward won't feel exciting, but the secret is that you do them anyway. You understand that success requires doing things you might not feel like doing in the moment, but that's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The people who achieve their dreams are the ones who show up every day, even when they don't feel like it. They focus on actions that move them forward, and they do it consistently. There's another part of this equation that's incredibly important. You have to be patient. You won't see immediate results from every action you take. In fact, most of the time, the results are delayed. But the key is consistency. When you keep focusing on what moves your life forward, even when the results aren't instant, you're building momentum. And when that momentum picks up, it will carry you further than you can imagine. Every small step you take is one step closer to your goal. It's also important to recognize that there will be setbacks along the way. There will be times when you make mistakes, face obstacles, or encounter unexpected challenges. But those are part of the journey. They don't mean that you've failed. They're simply opportunities to learn, grow, and refine your approach. Every setback can be used as feedback to adjust your actions and keep moving forward. The key is not to let the setbacks derail you. Instead, view them as part of the process of growth. Focus on how you can keep improving and taking the right actions to move forward. Sometimes you'll be tempted to procrastinate. You'll put things off, make excuses, and delay taking action. But you have to realize that every time you delay, you're robbing yourself of progress. You're allowing fear, doubt, or laziness to dictate your future. The only way to overcome procrastination is to take immediate action, even if it's just a small step. When you take action, you break the cycle of procrastination and move yourself closer to your goals. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Every day presents a new opportunity to take action that moves your life forward. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday or what you think you failed at last week. What matters is today. What matters is what you do now. And when you focus on actions that move you forward, you stop wasting time and start making real progress. The more you commit to this mindset, the more you will see your life changing in ways you never imagined. The key is not in what you want, but in what you're willing to do to get there. Focus on the actions that matter most, and let everything else fade away. That's how you build the life you want.
Number 6. Shut down excuses and rise with full determination daily. Excuses are the silent killers of progress. Every time you make an excuse, you delay your growth, your success, and your dreams. Excuses keep you stuck in the same place, repeating the same mistakes, and never moving forward. They seem small at first, harmless even, but they add up over time. They become your crutch, your reason for not achieving what you truly want. If you want to thrive, you must rise above those excuses. You must shut them down and replace them with determination, grit, and relentless action. The truth is, we all have excuses. We all have reasons why we can't do something, why we shouldn't try, or why now is not the right time. But here's the reality: there will never be a perfect time. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. Life will never hand you a perfectly smooth path. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not luck, talent, or circumstance. It's the ability to rise above the excuses and take action anyway. Every day you face the choice: will you listen to your excuses,
Or will you rise with full determination? Every day you make the decision to either let fear, doubt, or laziness control your actions, or you choose to take charge and push forward, no matter what. And you need to understand something: your success is determined by your ability to shut down those excuses. The moment you decide that no excuse is strong enough to hold you back, that's the moment you start gaining control over your life. Excuses are rooted in fear. They are a defense mechanism to protect you from the discomfort of failure or the pain of hard work. They keep you in your comfort zone, where things are easy and predictable. But the comfort zone is the enemy of growth. If you want to change, if you want to become better, you must embrace discomfort. You must be willing to push through the fear and stop making excuses. Every time you shut down an excuse, you get closer to your goals. Every time you rise above it, you reinforce your determination. When excuses start to creep in, ask yourself one question: is this excuse serving me? Is this excuse moving me closer to the life I want? Is it helping me achieve my goals? The answer in most cases will be no. Excuses don't serve you. They serve as a way to justify inaction and give you permission to stay stuck. But you must decide that you are not willing to accept being stuck. You are not willing to settle for mediocrity. You are not willing to let excuses control your life. Shutting down excuses requires a mindset shift. It requires a commitment to taking full responsibility for your life and your actions. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or blaming circumstances. It's about taking ownership. It's about looking at your situation, your resources, and your opportunities, and deciding that you will make the most of them. You can't control everything in life, but you can control how you respond to it. You can choose to rise no matter how tough it gets. And when you rise with full determination, excuses become irrelevant. You need to understand that excuses are a form of self-sabotage. When you make excuses, you are allowing yourself to settle for less than what you're capable of. You're telling yourself that your goals aren't worth the effort, or that you're not worthy of success. But that's a lie. You are worthy. Your goals are worth fighting for. And when you commit to rising above your excuses, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Shutting down excuses is not always easy. Some days it will feel like everything is against you. You'll face challenges that seem insurmountable. You'll feel like giving up. But that's when you need to push harder. That's when you need to remind yourself that the struggle is part of the journey. That's when you need to rise with even more determination. The most successful people didn't get there by avoiding hardship or by making excuses. They got there by pushing through the hard times, by staying committed to their goals, and by refusing to let excuses hold them back. You have to make a decision every day to rise with determination. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike or for circumstances to be perfect. It's about committing to the work, no matter how difficult it is. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. The more you do this, the stronger your determination becomes. And the more determined you are, the less power excuses will have over you. When you shut down excuses, you stop blaming the outside world for your problems. You stop looking for reasons why things aren't working and start looking for solutions. You start taking action, no matter how small, and begin making progress. The more you do this, the more you realize that your success is in your hands. You have the power to create the life you want, but you can't do that if you're constantly making excuses for why you can't. You have to take action. You have to rise above the excuses. It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling sorry for yourself, of thinking that life is unfair or that you're not getting the opportunities you deserve. But the truth is, everyone faces challenges. Everyone has difficulties. But the ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to let those challenges define them. They rise above them. They shut down their excuses and keep moving forward. You are no different. You are capable of the same resilience, the same strength, the same determination. Each day is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can rise above your excuses. Every time you do, you strengthen your character and build the mental toughness necessary to succeed. And that mental toughness will carry you through the toughest times. It will help you push past obstacles, overcome fear, and continue moving forward, even when it seems impossible. but it starts with shutting down excuses. It starts with making the decision to rise with full determination every single day. When you do that, nothing can stop you. Number 7. Surround yourself with people who demand your best. The people you choose to surround yourself with have a profound impact on the trajectory of your life. They can either propel you forward or hold you back. If you want to succeed, if you want to thrive, you need to make a conscious decision to surround yourself with people who demand your best. You need to be in an environment that challenges you to become better, to rise higher, and to stretch beyond your limits. This is not just about being around supportive people. It's about being around people who push you to be the best version of yourself every single day. Think about the people who are closest to you. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they encouraging you to reach higher? Or are they settling for mediocrity? The truth is, the people around you have a direct influence on your mindset, your behavior, and your level of performance. If you surround yourself with people who have low standards, who are content with where they are, you'll find yourself slipping into the same complacency. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who expect the best from you, who challenge you to think bigger and do more, you'll naturally rise to the occasion. It's important to realize that growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you're pushed to become better. And often, the only way to grow is by being in the presence of people who will challenge you to show up at your highest level. These are the people who don't let you off the hook when you're slacking, who call you out when you're making excuses, and who expect you to give your very best in everything you do. They don't settle for mediocrity in themselves, and they certainly won't settle for it in you. Being around people who demand your best can be uncomfortable at times. It's easy to surround yourself with people who are just like you, who won't challenge you to push beyond what you already know. But growth doesn't come from staying in a place of comfort. It comes from being uncomfortable, from being surrounded by people who challenge your thinking, who raise the bar, and who won't allow you to settle for less than your best. These people will make you uncomfortable in the best possible way, by holding you accountable and showing you that you are capable of more than you thought possible. It's important to remember that the right people will not just push you when things are going well, but also when you're struggling. When you face setbacks, when you're feeling discouraged, when everything seems to be falling apart, these are the people who will help you find your strength again. They'll remind you of your potential, they'll challenge you to get back on track, and they'll keep pushing you forward, even when you don't feel like it. This is the power of being surrounded by people who demand your best. They don't let you give up on yourself. They don't let you settle for less than what you're capable of achieving. Having people in your life who demand your best isn't just about professional success. It's also about personal growth. These are the people who encourage you to be a better partner, a better parent, a better friend. They challenge you to be a better person, to develop character, integrity, and discipline. They won't let you make excuses for bad behavior or settle for toxic habits. They push you to live with intention, to act with purpose, and to be the kind of person you want to become. They hold you accountable for your actions, not just your results, and they won't allow you to lower your standards in any area of your life. The reality is, success is not something you can achieve alone. You need the support, the challenges, and the inspiration of others to help you along the way. But not just any people. People who are committed to pushing themselves and to seeing you succeed. People who expect you to be at your best, and who aren't afraid to hold you to that standard. These are the people who will help you rise to the top. They won't settle for anything less than excellence, and neither should you. When you're surrounded by people like this, your growth becomes inevitable. Of course, it's not always easy to find these people. It requires you to seek out individuals who share your values, your vision, and your commitment to excellence. It may mean leaving behind relationships that aren't serving you, or that are holding you back. It may mean stepping outside of your comfort zone and finding new circles, new mentors, and new communities that inspire you to reach higher. But it's worth it. When you're in the right environment, when you're surrounded by people who challenge you and expect greatness from you, your success becomes a matter of when, not if. Think about the people who have made the most impact on your life. Chances are, they were the ones who pushed you beyond your limits. They were the ones who didn't let you quit when things got tough, who demanded more of you than you thought you were capable of giving. These are the people who saw your potential before you did, and who wouldn't let you settle for anything less than your best. They believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. They held you accountable and inspired you to take action, even when you felt like giving up. Surrounding yourself with people who demand your best is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your life. They will challenge you, inspire you, and help you become the person you are meant to be. They won't let you settle for mediocrity. They will raise the standard and help you meet it. And by doing so, they'll push you to achieve things you never thought possible. You can't afford to waste your time with people who don't demand the best from you. You deserve to be surrounded by individuals who inspire you to give your all, to rise above your limitations, and to achieve greatness. When you make the choice to surround yourself with the right people, you take a huge step toward building the life you've always dreamed of.
Number 8. Attack every problem with relentless drive and hunger. Every problem you face is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to test your limits, to discover new strengths, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming any obstacle. The key to success, however, lies in how you approach those problems. When problems arise, they often come with a sense of frustration, fear, or uncertainty. But instead of letting those feelings control you, you must attack the problem with relentless drive and hunger. You have to look at every challenge as something to be conquered, something to be solved with intensity and determination. When life throws a problem at you, what is your immediate response? Do you back away, allowing doubt and fear to take control? Or do you face it head-on with unshakable confidence, knowing that this is the moment where you can rise above it? The truth is, problems are inevitable. They will come into your life whether you are prepared or not, but it's how you handle them that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The key is to develop a mindset that views problems not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones to your success. Having a relentless drive means you don't settle for anything less than solving the problem in front of you. It's about refusing to accept mediocrity in your responses to challenges. When you face a problem, you must engage with it with everything you've got, whether it's a personal issue, a financial hurdle, a career setback, or any other challenge. It requires more than just a half-hearted attempt. It demands that you give your all, your energy, your focus, your creativity, and your persistence. You can't afford to be passive. You can't wait for the problem to solve itself. You must meet it with hunger, the hunger to overcome and the drive to achieve. This hunger comes from a deep desire to grow and succeed. When you are hungry for success, you won't be satisfied with anything less than victory. You won't let anything stand in your way. The drive to solve problems becomes part of your daily routine. You no longer see problems as something that needs to be avoided. Instead, you seek them out because you know that each problem is an opportunity to prove your resilience and to improve yourself. You must constantly strive to sharpen your problem-solving skills, your ability to stay focused under pressure, and your capacity to dig deep when faced with adversity. It's important to realize that no problem is insurmountable. There is always a solution, always a way through. But finding that solution requires persistence, effort, and a relentless attitude. It's about not stopping until you've done everything in your power to turn the situation around. It's about working until the problem is solved, no matter how long it takes or how difficult the road may be. This is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Those who are driven and hungry attack every problem with determination and creativity. They are constantly looking for solutions, constantly trying new approaches, and never giving up. When you attack problems with relentless drive, you shift your mindset from one of fear to one of power. Instead of being intimidated by problems, you embrace them. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, you focus on what you can control and how you can move forward. This mindset is crucial. Problems can feel overwhelming, especially when they seem to pile up all at once. But when you approach them with relentless energy, you start to break them down into manageable steps. You start to see that no problem is too big to tackle if you are willing to stay committed and keep pushing forward. This drive and hunger are fueled by the belief that you are capable of overcoming anything that comes your way. It's a belief that no challenge is too great, no obstacle is too tough. It's the unshakable confidence that you have what it takes to solve the problems that arise in your life. But this confidence is not something that comes easily. It's built through experience, through consistent effort, and through the willingness to face challenges head-on, even when you don't feel ready.
Every time you attack a problem with relentless drive, you reinforce this belief in yourself. You prove to yourself that you can handle anything. And with each success, your confidence grows, your skills improve, and your ability to solve problems becomes stronger. But it doesn't stop there. The more you face challenges with determination, the more you begin to seek out challenges. You stop avoiding problems and start welcoming them, knowing that each one brings with it an opportunity to grow and develop. This approach to problems isn't just about solving issues in the moment. It's about developing a mindset that makes you stronger over time. Every problem you face is a lesson, a chance to learn and improve. The more problems you tackle, the more tools you gain to handle future challenges. You start to build a mental toolkit of strategies, approaches, and solutions that you can draw upon in any situation. This is what makes you unstoppable. You are constantly evolving, constantly learning, constantly sharpening your skills. However, there's another crucial aspect to attacking problems with relentless drive. It's the ability to stay motivated, even when progress seems slow. Many people give up too soon. They hit a roadblock and decide that it's just too difficult. But when you have a relentless hunger to solve problems, you refuse to accept defeat. Even when things aren't going the way you expect, you keep pushing forward. This hunger comes from an inner belief that nothing can stop you from achieving your goals. It's a belief that no matter how tough things get, you will find a way to keep moving forward. You also need to develop the ability to stay calm under pressure. Relentless drive doesn't mean panicking or getting overwhelmed when problems arise. It means staying focused, thinking clearly, and approaching the situation with a level head. You must be able to take a step back, assess the situation, and formulate a plan of action. Once you've done that, you take immediate action, knowing that even small steps forward are better than doing nothing at all. Ultimately, the key to solving problems is your mindset. If you approach each problem with the belief that you can find a solution, with the hunger to tackle it head-on, and with the drive to keep going until it's resolved, you will become unstoppable. Every problem is just another step on your journey. And the more problems you overcome, the closer you get to becoming the person you are meant to be. So attack every problem with relentless drive and hunger. The world will not be able to stop you. Number 9. Turn your struggle into fuel by choosing hard work. There is no success without struggle. There is no achievement without challenges, setbacks, or obstacles. But here's the powerful truth you need to understand. The struggle you're facing right now, the hardships that seem overwhelming, are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. They are meant to fuel your journey, to drive you toward your goals with a fire so powerful that nothing can stand in your way. But to turn your struggle into fuel, you have to choose one thing: hard work. It's the choice to push forward, no matter how tough things get, to embrace the difficulty and use it as the energy you need to keep going. Every day you face adversity, there's a decision you need to make. You can choose to let that struggle defeat you, to let it drag you down, to use it as an excuse to quit. Or you can choose to work through it. You can choose to take that struggle, that pain, that frustration, and turn it into something powerful. Every ounce of struggle you face holds within it the potential for growth, for learning, for progress. But that potential is unlocked only when you choose to work hard, to give your best effort, to put in the work even when it's hard, even when it feels impossible. Hard work is the key to transforming struggle into fuel. When you encounter a challenge, you must choose to engage with it fully. Hard work isn't about being busy. It's about being intentional. It's about putting in focused, consistent effort toward the solution. It's about working with purpose, knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to overcoming the struggle. It's easy to be distracted, to fall into the trap of complaining or feeling sorry for yourself when things get difficult. But the real power comes when you stop focusing on how hard things are and start focusing on what you can do to make progress. When you choose hard work, you take responsibility for your circumstances. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's up to you to work through the challenges, to find the strength to keep going when it feels like there's nothing left to give. And let me tell you something, this is where the magic happens. It's in these moments, when the struggle is at its peak and you feel like you can't take one more step, that hard work becomes the most powerful tool you have. Choosing hard work means you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. It means you're willing to do what others won't do. It means you're willing to put in the hours, the effort, and the sacrifice necessary to turn your struggle into something positive. When things are tough, most people want to take the easy way out. They want to avoid the work, the effort, the discomfort. But you are different. You choose hard work because you understand that every moment of effort you put in today is an investment in your future. You're not looking for a quick fix, a shortcut, or an easy way out. You're looking for results, and those results come only through hard work. Hard work is what builds character. It's what shapes your mindset and strengthens your resolve. The more you work hard through the struggle, the more resilient you become. It teaches you that you are capable of much more than you ever thought possible. When you choose to work hard, you're not just fighting through the struggle, you're becoming stronger with every challenge. You're building mental toughness, determination, and a sense of discipline that will serve you for the rest of your life. But there's another powerful aspect of choosing hard work. It's about mindset. It's about seeing every obstacle as a lesson, every setback as an opportunity for growth. When you choose to work hard, you're not focusing on the problem. You're focusing on the solution. You're looking for ways to make things better, to improve, to learn from your mistakes, and move forward. This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The ones who succeed are the ones who keep going, even when it's hard. They choose to work hard, day in and day out, no matter the circumstances. And let me tell you something else. The harder you work through the struggle, the greater the reward will be. Success is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who are willing to put in the work, who are willing to push through the tough times, and who are willing to sacrifice comfort for growth. When you turn your struggle into fuel, you begin to see that the struggle was never a burden. It was a blessing. It was the thing that pushed you to become better, to reach higher, to work harder. The harder you push, the stronger you get. And the stronger you get, the closer you get to your goals. When you embrace hard work, you become unstoppable. You're no longer afraid of the challenges that come your way. You don't run from problems. You run toward them. You see them as opportunities to prove your strength, your resilience, and your determination. Hard work builds momentum, and momentum is what propels you toward success. Every time you push through a difficult situation, you build more momentum. The more momentum you have, the easier it becomes to keep going. The more you embrace hard work, the more powerful you become. Now don't get me wrong, hard work is not always glamorous. It's not always easy. There will be days when you're exhausted, when you feel like giving up, when you question whether it's all worth it. But this is where the true test of character lies. Are you willing to keep going when the going gets tough? Are you willing to keep working when it feels like nothing is changing? This is the moment where you have to dig deep and remind yourself why you're doing this. You're doing it because you know that hard work is the key to turning your struggle into fuel. You're doing it because you understand that the pain you're feeling today is what will make you stronger tomorrow. When you turn your struggle into fuel by choosing hard work, you take control of your life. You stop letting circumstances dictate your future. You stop being a victim of your struggles, and you start becoming the victor. Your struggles no longer define you. Your response to them does. And when you choose to respond with hard work, nothing can stop you. The road ahead may be difficult, but it's a road you are more than capable of traveling. Because every step you take with hard work is a step closer to the success you desire.
Number 10. Refuse to stop until you rise above your situation. The one thing that separates those who succeed from those who don't is the decision to never quit. You see, life will challenge you. It will knock you down, try to push you around, and make you feel like you're not enough. But here's the truth. Your circumstances do not define you. Your situation, no matter how difficult, is just that, a situation. And situations change. It is your response to them, your refusal to stop, that determines your destiny. You can rise above anything, but only if you make the decision to keep going, no matter how hard it gets. There will be times in your life when everything seems impossible. You'll face obstacles that feel insurmountable, and the pain may seem too great to bear. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can let those challenges break you, or you can decide that no matter what, you will rise above. You will not allow your situation to dictate your future. You will push through the difficulty with determination, with resilience,
and with an unshakable belief that you are capable of something greater. Refusing to stop is about resilience. It's about having a mindset that says, I am not done yet, I may be tired, I may be hurt, but I will not stop. It's about refusing to accept defeat, even when everything around you is telling you to give up. The road will not always be smooth, and success won't always come quickly, but you can't let that stop you. If you give up, if you stop trying, you let the situation win. But if you refuse to stop, if you keep pushing forward despite the odds, you win. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well. When everything is smooth, it feels like success is within your reach. But it's when things get tough that your character is tested. The real power comes in the struggle. The real power comes when you are faced with adversity and you choose to fight back, to keep moving forward, to rise above the pain, the obstacles, the disappointments. They are all part of the process. They are not signs that you should stop. They are signals that you need to push even harder, dig even deeper, and fight even stronger. You must remind yourself every single day that your success is not defined by your circumstances, but by your decisions. Your situation may be difficult, but it is not permanent. You are not a prisoner of your current reality. You are the author of your story, and the story you're writing doesn't end with defeat. It ends with triumph, with victory, with you rising above everything that tried to hold you back. Refusing to stop is also about patience. It's understanding that success doesn't always come overnight. The journey to the top is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of doubt, but you have to be patient with yourself. You have to trust the process and believe that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. You may not see results immediately, but that does not mean you are failing. It simply means you are learning, growing, and becoming stronger. When you refuse to stop, you give yourself permission to fail. But more importantly, you give yourself permission to keep going. Failure is not the end. It's a lesson. It's an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to become better. The key is not in avoiding failure. It's in learning how to keep moving forward, in spite of it. Every failure is simply a stepping stone on the path to success. And the more times you fail and get back up, the stronger you become. You learn resilience. You learn perseverance. You learn that nothing worth having comes easily. Refusing to stop is also about belief. You have to believe in your ability to rise above. You have to trust that you have what it takes to face every challenge head-on and come out stronger on the other side. This belief is what will push you when you feel like quitting. It's what will keep you going when you're exhausted and discouraged. When you believe in yourself, when you believe in your potential, nothing can stand in your way. It doesn't matter how difficult things get. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. You will always rise again, because you know that you are capable of more than you think. This is not just about reaching your goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who refuses to stop, no matter what. It's about developing the mental toughness to keep going when others would quit. It's about building the kind of strength that can't be shaken by failure, rejection, or setbacks. It's about knowing that no matter how tough things get, you have the power to rise above and overcome. You must also understand that refusing to stop is a commitment. It's a commitment to yourself, to your future, to your dreams. You are the only one who can determine your destiny. If you stop now, you give up the opportunity to see what's possible. But if you keep going, if you commit to pushing through the tough times, you open yourself up to a future filled with possibilities. This commitment is not easy. There will be days when you want to quit. There will be times when you wonder if it's all worth it. But in those moments, you must remind yourself why you started. You must remind yourself of the vision you have for your life, of the person you want to become, of the success you want to achieve. When you focus on that vision, on the bigger picture, the struggles in the present moment become easier to handle. They become a stepping stone, not a roadblock. Refusing to stop is also about action. It's about taking consistent, purposeful steps toward your goals every single day. Even on the days when you feel like giving up, take one more step. Even when it feels like progress is slow, take another step. The key is to keep moving. As long as you are moving forward, no matter how small the steps, you are getting closer to your destination. And eventually, you'll look back and see how far you've come. The journey will have been worth every challenge, every setback, every difficult moment. because it will have led you to a place you never thought possible. The world is filled with people who start but never finish, who quit when things get tough. But you are different. You are the kind of person who refuses to stop. You are the kind of person who rises above every situation, no matter how difficult, because you know that you are capable of greatness, and you will not stop until you've reached it. Keep going, keep pushing, and remember, the only way to fail is to stop trying.